Abram answered his father and said to him, And how canst thou then serve these idols in whom there is no power to do anything? Can those idols in which thou trustest deliver thee? Can they hear thy prayers when thou callest upon them?
Hey, sir.
All praises to the Most High, ayy, ayy. These rappers' music so dry, ayy, ayy. Homos hate the Bible cause they're gay, gay. The Torah is forever, I obey, ayy. All praises to the Most High, ayy, ayy. Keep the Bible close by, ayy, ayy. Hebrew and you know why, ayy, ayy. All praises to the Most High, ayy. The road to redemption, it is only straight and narrow. Crystals for protection is sorcery like tarot. I know Yahuwah got me cause his eye is on the sparrow. To harden your heart to the truth like Pharaoh. Following the Torah is not religion, it's decision. Yahusha the Messiah never called his people Christians. School the Easter Bunny, Saint Nick and these traditions. Serving all these false gods like those damn Egyptians. Your heart is not repentant, then how can you be forgiven? Even until death I still hold my position. Trusting in Yahuwah, if I'm broke or I'm in prison. Endure to the end, I only go off what is written. Ay, all praises to the Most High. Ay, ay. These rappers' music so dry. Ay, ay. Homos hate the Bible cause they're gay, gay. The Torah is forever, I obey. Ay, all praises to the Most High. Ay, ay. Keep the Bible close by. Ay, ay. Hebrew and you know why. Ay, ay. All praises to the Most High. Ay, ay.
Hear, and surely it is not good for thee nor for the sons of men that are connected with thee to do these things. Are you so silly, so foolish, or so short of understanding that you will serve wood and stone and do after this manner, and forget the Lord God who made heaven and earth and who created you in the earth, and thereby bring a great evil upon your souls in this matter by serving stone and wood? Did not our fathers in days of old sin in this matter? And the Lord God of the universe brought the waters of the flood upon them and destroyed the whole earth? And how can you continue to do this and serve gods of wood and stone who cannot hear or speak or deliver you from oppression, thereby bringing down the anger of the God of the universe upon you? Now therefore, my father, refrain from this, and bring not evil upon thy soul and the souls of thy household. And Abram hastened and sprang from before his father, and took the hatchet from his father's largest idol, with which Abram broke it, and ran away.
Hey, sir. Hey, sir.
May Yahuwah and Yahusha be perpetually esteemed. We are Yasharel, we the children Yahudim, set apart from the world, not sexually obscene, prophetically emboldened, ordinarily foreseen. May Yahuwah and Yahusha be perpetually esteemed. His set apart people, yeah, we are the Kadashim. He's the only Elohim, extraordinarily supreme. I can feel his spirit, though it's verily unseen. Yahuwah Elohim, there is none like you. People say that they don't like me because they don't like you. We keep your laws and commandments to be closer to you. No more looking over my shoulder, I'm a soldier for you. Every day I'm getting older, getting bolder for you. The lamb's blood keeps me covered, I keep Passover too. And you sent your son Yahusha just to die for my sins. You correct me cause you love me, you provide warnings. In this moment I declare it's your set apart name. And Yahuwah Alu is where my heart will remain. And Yahusha, you're my king, I pray you come back soon. The new moon illuminated, there is no black moon. And collectively we seek you, may we be redeemed. And the world hates your people, they just aim to demean. I ain't straddling the fence cause there ain't no in between. Perpetually and effectively may thee be esteemed. May Yahuwah and Yahusha be perpetually esteemed. We are Yasharel, we the children Yahudim, set apart from the world, not sexually obscene, prophetically emboldened, ordinarily foreseen. May Yahuwah and Yahusha be perpetually esteemed. His set apart people, yeah, we are the Kadashim. He's the only Elohim, extraordinarily supreme. I can feel his spirit, though it's verily unseen.
time where the world will be transitioned to the New World Order. They want to completely reset the way things are done in the world.
I gotta turn my headphones up. There we go.
Yeah. New World Order is the great reset. They want Lucifer as God and your safety net. New World Order is the great reset. They want Lucifer as God and your safety net. New World Order is the great reset. Great reset. Great reset. New World Order is the great reset. Great reset. Great reset. World leaders got a plan. Agenda 2030. New World Order. Yeah, they trying to do us dirty. The reset is social, economic, and religious. The Antichrist is coming. Don't you bow to his image or take his mark, cause there is no forgiveness. Yahuwah is love, but his wrath is relentless. Better beware of the mark of the beast. Will I ever take that? No, not in the least. Don't believe the man is sin when he promising peace. But before he is revealed, chaos in the streets. When the economy collapsed, chaos in the streets. He will sign a deal in Israel promising peace. Yeah. New World Order is the great reset. They want Lucifer as God and your safety net. New World Order is the great reset. They want Lucifer as God and your safety net. New World Order is the great reset. Great reset. Great reset. New World Order is the great reset. 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 Great reset.
Yeah, you gotta get into the word. Revelations 13. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark upon their right hand or upon their foreheads, and that no man should be able to buy or sell except he that has the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Revelations 13, verse 15 through 17. Get into it.
Shalom, 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 shalom. All praises to the Most High. All esteem to Yahuwah. I was going to do another song, but you know what? We're going to just jump in. Give people time to come in. We're going to just go ahead and jump into this. It's just a very, very important lesson for anybody that's new to the truth or understanding things about the spiritual world. This lesson is important. You know, some of you guys might be at work. I know it's a little earlier in the day, in the week. And so, you know, make sure to catch us on the replay if you haven't had a chance to catch us live. But we're going to jump into this because this is very, very important. I want to give some shout outs before we jump in. Karina Johnston has joined our membership. All esteem to y'all. Y'all make sure to show her some love. She has joined the channel. Thank you so much, sis. All esteem to the Most High. Markia, our moderators in the building. Shalom, sis. All esteem to the Most High. Everybody that's watching, can I please get all praises to the Most High in the chat? Can I get all praises to the Most High in the chat? Because I know there's a darn good reason why he deserves all the esteem right here, right now. Shout out to Stephanie M. Shalom, sis. Good to see you, beloved. Hope you're doing well. K Hall says, my people, all praises to the Most High. See, he already got it started off. All praises to the Most High, Yahuwah. My girls in the building. Shalom. Love you, babe. Let's see. We've got Yah's daughter, our other moderator in the building. Shalom, sis. All praises to the Most High. I hope you're doing well. We've got our Ak Yahukanan Yasharal in the building. All esteem to the Most High. I see it. All praises to the Most High. We got Catmosphere in the building. Markia says, all praise to the Most High, Yahuwah. Yahukanan, all praise to the Most High. All esteem to the Most High, family. All right, we're going to jump into this because we've got some very important things to get into. Shout out to Revelations of Israel in the building. Shalom to you. All praises to the Most High, Yahuwah. I hope you're doing well, family. Good to see you. All praises to the Most High. All right, bro, we're going to jump into this because we got a lot to get into. Make sure to hit the like button. Please hit the like button. We are trying to help awaken the dry bones. We are trying to help the other nations to understand who we are. Hit the like button. The more you hit the like button, the more this video gets out. It helps with the algorithms. All right. So we got a very important lesson to get into. Let me just put my phone on mute because I don't want to miss, get distracted for this teaching. So I got to make sure I put this on mute. Give me 1 second. I have to turn the volume down. Okay. All right, family. We're going to go ahead and jump into this. Revelations in Israel is me, Diamond Wilson. Oh, sis, I was like, who's this new person? Diamond. Okay, that's who you are. Okay. I just had to make sure. I was like, okay, new person. All esteemed to y'all. Good to see you, Diamond. I'm thank you for the letting us know. Arak Azara Ban Yahuda, shalom and blessings, Yasharal near and far. May the Most High pour out a double portion of his mercies, provision, and healing on all in this assembly. Praise Yahuwah. We receive that in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, let's get into this, family. All right, so we are going to be jumping into the Spiritual World series. All right, so as I've said before, wait a minute, let me make sure that this is full screen because I don't like it when it only does half screen. Okay. All right, there we go. Wonderful. So, family, this is the first episode of our Spiritual World series. Okay, we need to be understanding that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay, though we can't see it, there is a spiritual world all around us. And in this particular episode, we are going to be looking at spiritual doorways and why you have to be very careful about what you are allowing yourself to listen to, who you're allowing yourself to be around, what you're watching, so on and so forth, okay? So the Spiritual World series, and we're going to be talking about spiritual doorways. In this lesson of the spiritual world, we will explore the truth about spiritual doorways and how they can lead to many spiritual strongholds and why opening them is extremely dangerous. Now, there are many ways this can be done, and some may seem harmless, but we need to be careful about this because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Ephesians 6:12, spiritual principalities in high places. All right, so just keep that in mind. Everything is spiritual. We will look at scripture and some apocryphal books to better understand this. Always remember, everything is spiritual. Now, last week, I had a live and some people were saying, people didn't like that I was saying that I don't believe in psychology. I don't believe in going to a therapist. I don't believe in none of that. I believe in the Most High. I believe in the Ruach. I believe if you're dealing with spiritual problems, you need to be seeking out the Most High himself to deal with your spiritual problems because depression, anxiety, narcissism, all these things are spiritual. All of these things are spiritual. You are not going to be able to combat the spiritual with the natural. That's why the Bible says, put on the whole armor of Yahuwah. All right. And the serpent is very subtle when it comes to the many ways he gets you to willingly open these spiritual doorways, whether you are oblivious to it or not. And as I said, we will be looking at some of these many ways that spiritual warfare is brought about. Actually, give me 1 second. I need to do something real quick. My bad. I didn't realize this comment was still showing up on the screen. Okay, family. All right, let's keep going. Though we may not be able to see it, there is a whole spiritual world around us. Yahuwah has given us a spiritual veil of protection from seeing these entities in the physical world. Honestly, family, if the Most High allowed us to see these principalities all around us, I'm pretty sure a lot of us would die of fright. That veil is shattered when we open these spiritual doorways, which is what allows these shadim or demons to have direct access to us. Everything in this world is spiritual, be it good or evil. Discernment is knowing the difference. Now, the reason why we want to avoid opening spiritual doorways to these entities is because that's where demonic possession takes place. That's where we are led to do things that are not of the Most High. This is how we get in bondage to sin, principalities. All right, so some Abari words to know. The first word is shadim, okay? This is plural. It means demons. You've got the sheen, you've got the dalet, you've got the yad, and you've got the mom. Okay, so shadim. Now, in the singular sense of the word, it would be shad. The shad, it'd be the sheen and it'd be the daleth, and that would make it shad, which is demon singular. Obviously, for spirit, it would be ruach. You've got the rash, you've got the ua, and you've got the kat. That gives us ruach, okay, singular. And then when it comes to spirits, it's ruakuth, ruakuth. Okay, keep in mind that the thou letter makes the th sound. Okay, so to be ruakuth, the rash, the yad, or I'm sorry, the rash, the ua, the kat, the ua, and the thou makes the ruakuth, and that's plural. And then last but not least, you have kashaf. Kashaf is sorcery. Okay, very self-explanatory. Understanding the origins to ruakuth or spirits is the key to understanding why there is such a stern warning given in Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, and against that's Ephesians or Afashim 6 verse 12. Before we dig into the scriptures, now, I want to ask you guys, is this something you experience? This is an example of spiritual principalities. Do you ever feel tired when you start reading the Bible, or unmotivated to pray when things are not the way they should be, but still find time to browse social media or give an ear to celebrity gossip? That is spiritual, family. That is a spiritual thing. Every time you want to just pick up that Bible, you know you need to be reading. You know the Most High has been telling you to get into his word, but somehow, some way, as soon as you pick up that Bible, you start feeling a sense of sleepiness. You start feeling a sense of, oh, I think I need to go to sleep. I'm going to put this off tomorrow. That is spiritual, y'all. That is a spiritual thing, all right? Do you feel called by Yahuwah, but make every excuse as to why you cannot be who he has called you to be? I see plenty of Israelites out here, you know what I'm saying, that are called by the Most High, that have a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, you know what I'm saying? But they don't want to step into that position as a priest because they just, you know, whatever reason it might be. Some of us got too many excuses. I don't have these resources. I don't have those resources. It's just like Jonah or Yonah. He was called to go preach to Nineveh and he didn't want to do it. And so the Most High had to humble him. When the Most High calls you to do something, you can't run away from it. All you're going to do is bring more tribulation upon yourself when you're trying to run from what he's called you for. Now, for me, for example, people were telling me, Yexer, I feel like you're called to teach. I feel like you're called to teach. And a lot of times people would bring me into their assemblies to do this. You know what I'm saying? But I just didn't feel right being under someone else. I kind of wanted to just be the way the Most High leads me to do something, that's interactive for me, the way I can kind of feel led and lead it the way I want to lead it without being under someone else's jurisdiction, because the only person that's over me is the Most High. And so here we are gathered together in this assembly where we can all learn from each other and we can all gather together. But I wasn't running from what the Most High was calling me to do. I knew that having wisdom and having knowledge of the scriptures, especially when you got lies of Christianity and all these other things, the Most High does not give knowledge and wisdom for you to keep to yourself. You are supposed to share the knowledge and wisdom that he has given you. All right. The Most High is not a gatekeeper of wisdom and knowledge. Do you feel as if these in-depth biblical teachings are too time-consuming, but you'll spend the same amount of time watching horror movies or YouTube documentaries? Yes, I've had people tell me, Yexer, your teachings are very, very long. But they went to go see, whatever they're watching. They went to go watch that Cat Williams Shay Shay interview, which was about the same length of time. That is spiritual. Whatever Hashatan can do to distract you from the way of the Most High, that's what he's going to do. Some of us sat in church for, 4 to 5 hours, you know what I'm saying, being fed a bunch of lies. Nothing is more important than the word of Yahuwah. Nothing is more important than doing the will of Yahuwah. That needs to be made clear. Do you spend more time doing things you want more than developing your relationship with Yahuwah and Yahusha? Do not feel like I am singling you out. Do not feel like I'm singling you out, because I've dealt with these things too, and I had to get it in check. In this lesson, I will show you some ways to deal with this, because once again, it's all spiritual. All of these things are spiritual, and you must learn how to engage in spiritual warfare. More on that later. Now, to understand the spiritual world, we have to go back to the fallen angels. We got to go back to the fallen angels, because there's something that happened that needs to be understood when it comes to these principalities we wrestle against. Shout out to Christopher Roller, our Ak is in the building. Prayer for an Ali Shah is in the building. And Danielle Roller is in the building. Shout out to you guys. All right. Kanuk or Enoch 3, 1-10. And it came to pass when the children of men and multiplied that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. Now, as you guys know, I talked about this in the Esau and the Horite video, but there's one aspect of this story I did not touch on that connects to this lesson. We're going to get to that in a second. And the Malachim or angels, the children of the heavens, saw and lusted after these black women and said to one another, come, let us choose wives from among the children of men, and let us beget children. And all the others with them took for themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go unto them and to defile themselves with them. They taught them charms and enchantments and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. So you can see there are certain things that these fallen angels were teaching humanity. And we're going to keep on reading as we go further to understand that a lot of this spiritual stuff that's been normalized came from the fallen. And we'll get to that in a second. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants whose height was 3,000 cubits, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against him and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds, beasts, reptiles, fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. So once again, we know that the Nephilim were sleeping with animals. They were mixing DNA. They were flesh eaters, cannibals, drinking blood, and all type of satanic stuff. And the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. Now, if we go to Kanuk or Enoch 15, 8-10, there's going to give us a little bit more context about what we call shadim, demons, ruakus, spirits. Let's take a look at it. This is another reason why they took this book out. I highly encourage all of y'all to read Enoch if you haven't read it. There's so much these people are hiding, which is why they took it out. I'm going to show you. Take a look. This is Kanuk, Enoch 15, 8-10. Now the Nephilim, who have been born of the Ruach and of flesh, shall be called upon the earth evil Ruakuth, or evil spirits. And on earth shall be their habitation. Evil Ruakuth shall proceed from their flesh, because they were created from above. From the Kadash, or holy watchers, was their beginning and primary foundation. Evil Ruakuth shall they be upon the earth, and the Ruakuth of the wicked shall they be called. The habitation of the Ruakuth of heaven shall be in heaven, but upon earth shall be the habitation of terrestrial Ruakuth who are born on the earth. The Ruakuth of the Nephilim are like clouds, which shall, listen to this, oppress, corrupt, fall, content, and bruise upon the earth. They shall cause lamentation. No food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty, but they shall be concealed, and shall rise up against the sons of men and against women, for they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. Okay, we're going to keep on moving in a second, but I want you guys to pay attention to what is being said here. It says the spirits, the Ruakuth of the Nephilim. So the Nephilim many of them were slain and killed, right, by Yahuwah in the judgment upon the earth with the flood. But because the Nephilim were born of flesh, the human women of earth, and born of spirits, Ruach, the Malachim, the fallen angels, their spirit is not going to be in the holding place of the dead like we discussed in Shaul or Sheol. And if you don't understand what happens after you die, please check out my teaching, What Happens After You Die, and I explained all that. But essentially that video was about when you die, if I die right now, or something like that, whether you're wicked or righteous, your soul goes to Sheol, or in Abari, Shaul, which is the holding place of the dead. There's 2 compartments in Shaul. There's an apartment for the righteous, which is called paradise. And then there's an apartment of torment, which is where the wicked souls go. And they stay in those areas until the judgment of the Most High. But because these giants are hybrids, half angel, half human, their souls do not go to Shaul. So they dwell upon the earth. This is what we experience every day when it comes to principalities. And it says they oppress, corrupt, fall, content, and bruise upon the earth. They cause lamentation, sorrow, depression. They don't eat food, but they shall be thirsty, but they shall be concealed. So the Most High has hidden us from seeing these spiritual principalities. All esteem to the Most High. However, they are still there. And they shall rise up against the sons of men and against women, for they shall come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Afashim, or Ephesians 6:12, is talking about this. It's talking about this. Let me read some of the comments before we continue on. I know this is a heavy study. Chris said, do you feel like the fallen angels taught the things they taught they themselves would be worshiped? Yeah, and we're going to get to that in a second, I'm going to prove that in a second. Okay, Monica, we do not use the name Yahuwah. Yeah, I don't even know what you're saying. We use the name Yahuwah, okay? If you use a different name, that's fine, but we just stick with the Father's name, Yahuwah. We know that the W came much later after the U, so we use Yahuwah, okay? Please don't come into the chat pushing your doctrine of the name or whatever. Just be respectful to everybody that uses the name Yahuwah, okay? Moderator, if she comes again with that, she got to go. Make it as plain as it's been written for our learning. Yes, absolutely. Okay. She says, true, I study psychology in college. Markia says, I study psychology in college, and they can only carnally diagnose, but provide no cure. Exactly. They are going to give you these therapists and these, psychologists and stuff. They'll give you drugs. They'll give you breathing exercises. They'll give you, telling yourself positive affirmations and stuff like that. Meanwhile, they're going to keep you coming back. They going to milk your insurance. They going to milk your health insurance and just keep you coming back. These psychologists and so-called mental health people are not meant to actually help you fix the situation. They want you to keep coming back so they can keep giving you more solutions. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, though, Yahuwah, he can fix the situation. He can deliver you of the situation. So why would I put my trust in man when man is very limited to what they can do as opposed to the Most High? There's nothing he can't do. Why would I go to men? Why? Just doesn't make any sense. Let me see. Praying for an Elisha says, I feel conflicted at times because of my work, but I'm actively changing my dependence on the mammon beast system. I mean, I understand that, sis. Like, you got to work and, your job revolves around work. I just always tell people that you have to make time for the Most High, because to idolatry, I posted about this on Facebook earlier, but I was essentially saying that idolatry is not just, making an image with man's hands making an image and bowing down to it. Idolatry is anything taking precedence over Yahuwah. Anything that a person is putting over the Most High can be idolatry. If you talk more about being an Israelite than you do about Yahuwah and about his son, that is idolatry. If you talk about your skin color more than you do Yahuwah, that is idolatry. If you talk about Esau more than you do the Most High, that is idolatry. So we have to be careful about putting things above the Most High. There's nothing more important than a personal relationship with our Father. And we have to not allow the things of the world to, idolize anybody, or even idolize ourselves, idolize our bloodline, or idolize anything like that. That needs to be made clear. That's why a lot of times people say things to me, I like what you do. I like what you're about. I just say all esteem to Yahuwah, because I don't want to be idolized. I'm just a vessel. I'm nothing. You know what I'm saying? Child of Yahuwah 89 is in the building. Hey, shalom. Good to see you, family. Glad to see you. I never put anything before our Father and over his word. I make time for the word always. Exactly. That's how it should be. Yada Yahuwah. All right, family. We're going to get back to this. Now, Kanuk 16 verse 1. And as the death of the Nephilim, whosoever their ruakuth depart from their bodies, let their flesh, that which is perishable, be destroyed before the judgment. Thus shall they perish until the day of the great consummation of the great world. A destruction shall take place of the watchers and the impious. So the watcher's body is of flesh, so it can be destroyed, but their soul, their ruakuth, their spirits are still roaming the earth, as it has been said here in this context. Okay. Now, let's look at another example of Noah and his children being led astray by Shadim. This is Jubileem or Jubilees 10, 1 through 6. And in the third week of this Jubileem or Jubilee, the Shadim or demons begin to lead astray the children of the sons of Noah or Noah, and to err and destroy them. And the sons of Noah or Noah came to Noah, their father, and they told him concerning Hashadim, or the demons, which were leading astray and binding and slaying his son's sons. And he prayed before Yahuwah Alua, and said, Alua of the Ruakuth of all flesh, who has shown kasad or mercy unto me, and has Yasha saved me and my sons from the waters of the flood, and has not caused me to perish as you did the sons of perdition. For your mercy has been great towards me, and great has been your mercy to my soul. Let your grace be lifted up upon my sons, and let not the wicked Ruakuth rule over them, lest they should destroy them from the earth. But do you bless me and my sons, that we may increase and multiply and replenish the earth, and you know how your watchers, the father of these Ruakuth, that we may increase and multiply in the earth. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I read that already. And for these Ruakuth which are living, imprison them and hold them fast in the place of condemnation, and let them not bring destruction on the sons of your servant, my Alua, for these are malignant and created in order to destroy, and let them not rule over me. The Ruakuth of the living, for you alone can exercise dominion over them, and let them not have power over the sons of the righteous from henceforth and forevermore, which are living. Imprison them and hold them fast in the place of condemnation, and let them not bring destruction on the sons of your servants. My Alua, for these are malignant and created in order to destroy. Let them not rule over the Ruakuth of the living, for you alone can exercise dominion over them. Okay, so this is essentially Nuach praying to the Most High to, stop these Ruakuth from affecting his sons, leading his sons astray. And as the Most High said, we will wrestle against flesh and blood. We are dealing with these same spirits to this very day. All right. So I said, we can clearly see the spiritual world is real, and the disembodied spirits, the Nephilim, still roam the earth. This is because Nephilim were offspring of Ruach and flesh. Therefore, they experience death. But unlike men that die, the Ruach does not go to Sheol or Shaul, holding place of the dead, but they roam the earth. And they have some very specific functions: to oppress, to corrupt, to bruise, and to cause lamentation or sorrow or depression. All of these things and many more, these disembodied Ruakuth are what's left of the Nephilim. The Nephilim were evil beings that ate human flesh and defiled mankind, and also beasts and the earth at the same time. They that roamed called them the lawless ones, as we just read. These Ruakuth or spirits have one objection or one objective: to lead mankind to corrupt themselves with wickedness. Some people have these characteristics already in them due to them being direct descendants of the Nephilim. See my documentary on Esau and the Horites for more information. If you guys have watched this documentary, you know exactly who I'm talking about. There is one people on this earth that have a history of oppression, corruption, and to cause desolation, destruction, and sorrow. You read the book of Lamentations, who's that talking about? Okay, I rest my case. If you have not watched the documentary Esau and the Horites, the link will be in the description and the pinned comment below. Now, one more thing I want to say before we move on is these Ruakuth, or these spirits, these disembodied spirits of the Nephilim, they act very much in the same way that the Nephilim act. So every form of wickedness that took place with the Nephilim and with mankind, they want to lead you to do. That's why Yahusha said it'll be like the days of Noah, because these Ruakuth are still roaming the earth. And that's how we've gotten to the point that we're at now, with just the wickedness that's gone on. Because these Ruakuth are being left unchecked. People are not going to the Most High to deal with these principalities. People are not using the power that they have to plead the blood of Yahusha against these principalities. They're pleading the blood of Jesus, which is essentially a pagan name, giving these Ruakuth more power and more dominion over them. And don't worry, I'm going to show you some examples in a little while. But let's keep going. As I mentioned before, there are many ways that spiritual doorways are open, which create a tear in the spiritual veil. One of the most obvious ways is the occult. Palm reading, sorcery, witchcraft, tarot cards, palm reading, or consulting a medium or spiritist. There's a reason why the Most High told us not to do this stuff. He is trying to protect us. The Torah, his laws, his commandments are for your benefit. They are for your protection. It's because he loved Yahshua. That's why he gave you Torah. And I'm going to keep on telling y'all that the Torah was given for our benefit, not to work against us. And I hope that that makes more sense as we continue on. Shout out to Kim Yali is in the building. Shalom, sis. Good to see you. All praises to the Most High. Good to see you, sis. All right, let's keep going. As I mentioned before, there are many ways that spiritual doorways are opened, which create a tear in the spiritual veil. All right. As we've mentioned, medium, spiritist, tarot cards, palm reading, yoga, crystals, new age, chakra stimulation, meditation, all of this stuff opens up spiritual doorways. Now, I know some people might say, well, the Bible says we should meditate on his word. Okay, meditating on Yahuwah and meditating to other deities is a different thing. When you're reading the Bible, you're not clearing your mind. You are taking in the information. You are processing the information, and you are applying that to your life. When you're doing meditation, you are completely clearing your mind, completely emptying your mind where other entities could come inside of you and affect you. And I'm probably going to have to do like a story time at some point, because I've had some spirit experiences with the occult before I knew the truth. I've had experiences with Shadim. I've been possessed before. I've talked about this plenty of times. I'm warning you right now, as a man of the Most High Yahuwah, as a child of Yahshua, do not play around with this. It is extremely dangerous. All right, let's keep going. And, you know, chakra meditation, stimulating your chakras. I hear people say all the time, open your third eye. Family, I'm not playing. This is not a game. And I'm going to show you some examples in a little bit as we continue to dig deeper into this. Now, let's take a look at Kanuk, because as I mentioned, as our Christopher mentioned, the angels or the Malachim taught mankind certain things the Most High didn't want them to be taught. Let's take a look at what those said things are. This is Kanuk or Enoch 9, 3 through 8. Always remember, sorcery started with the fallen, teaching these things to mankind, which is a great transgression to the Most High Yahuwah. Okay? This is Kanuk or Enoch 9, 3 through 8. And now to you, O Kadash, one of the Shamaim or the heavens, the souls of men complain, saying, bring judgment to us from the Most High. Then they said to their master, the king, Adoni ha Adonim, master of masters, Alua he ha Alua, Malak ha Malakim. Alua he said means my Alua, the Alua, king of the kings or king of kings, Malak ha Malakim. The throne of your esteem is forever and ever is your name sanctified and esteemed. You are blessed and glorified. You've made all things. You must possess power over all things. You and all things are open and manifest before you. Behold all things, and nothing can be concealed from you. Listen to this. You have seen what Azazel has done, how he has taught every species of iniquity upon earth, and has disclosed to the world all the secret things which are done in the Shamayim. Shamiyazah has also taught Kashaf, sorcery, witchcraft, to whom you've given authority over those who are associated with him. They have gone together to the daughters of men, have lain with them, have become polluted, and have revealed their sins to them. The women likewise have brought forth Naphthalim. Okay? And then you go to Kanuk or Enoch 8, 3 through 8. Amazarach taught all the Kashaf, sorcery and witchcraft, dividers of roots, Armarus, the solution of Kashaf. These are all Malachim. These are all fallen angels that are being identified by name that taught men wickedness. And you can see when it comes to Kashaf or sorcery, it's mentioned several times. Okay? Barakial taught the observance of the stars. Akibaal taught astronomy. And Asaraal taught the motion of the moon. These are all things that men were taught by the fallen family. Kanuk 65, verse 6. A commandment is gone forth from Yahuwah against those who dwell on the earth, that they may be destroyed. For they know every secret of the angels, every oppressive and secret power of the devils, and every power of those who commit kashaf, as well as those who make molten in the earth. So we can see, family, this is not something the Most High wants us playing around with, especially Yasharal. Now, some of these heathens do this stuff because that's just what heathens do. You know what I'm saying? You are not going to really find too much black witches. You know what I'm saying? But some of the Hamites, and we're going to talk about them too, because they are very closely related to witchcraft and a lot of other things like voodoo and stuff like that. We'll get to that a little bit later. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But just because you see black people doing it doesn't mean it's your culture. Yashua, I'm going to say that again. Not everything you see on TV that you see melanated people do is not your culture. Your culture is in the word of the Most High. I see a lot of our people falling for this ancient Kemetic stuff and, you know, what these other nations are doing that are melanated who don't know who they are. You got to be careful because a lot of stuff that's black that they're promoting to you is of ancient Egypt, is of these other cultures that have nothing to do with us. You got to be careful about that. Hold on. Let me read some of these comments before we continue. Okay, let's see. Love y'all, family. My break is over. I just don't want to miss this word. This is Diamond Wilson. Shabbat Shalom. It's not Shabbat, sis, but thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch the replay. There's a lot of prudent information that you'll be able to catch on this replay. But we thank you for joining us on your break, and I hope you have a good rest of the day, beloved. Shout out to you, Kim Yali. What's even worse is it's in my workplace now. Self-help is all sorcery. Exactly. Praying for Ali Shah says, we've been brought up in witchcraft. Don't step on a crack, break your mother's back, rabbit's foot, keychains. Yes, Kim Ali, it must all be reviewed. Exactly, family. Even the words we use, the terminologies we use are spells. And in this spiritual world series, I will be getting closer into understanding word magic, because word magic is another way that we keep ourselves tied to these principalities and these shadim. Words are powerful. That's why I tell you guys, watch that tongue. All right. There is destruction in the tongue itself, and we got to be careful about that. All right. Let me read some more of these chats here. Oh shoot, Phil Laya, who is in the building? Bring it out. Octomini of Ox and Aku team don't know they're really dancing with devils. Yes, shout out to you, family. Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Kim Yali says, I admit to doing and participating in all of it. Well, not possessed. Well, sis, I'm glad you're admitting that. You know, the Most High led you to this channel for a reason, and he led me to make this video for a reason. And there are some things I'm going to bring out in this that some of you guys may not be aware of. And I hope it'll help you in your walk with the Most High, because everything that they have given us is hijacked by Hashatan. It's from Hashatan. Everything that they tell you is so-called black culture has some sort of attachment to the occult. As a matter of fact, I'll show you real quick. Let me just show you this real quick, because you need to see this. Let me go on my Facebook. I posted about this. This might be a shock to you guys. Let me come on the screen real quick. I'm going to show you guys something that a lot of people did not know about. Just a few things. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I want you to see this. Let me just take a quick, let me go to my Facebook. Give me 1 second, family. I'm trying to pull it up. I just want to show this to you, because there's a lot of things that are being promoted to us that is not of the Most High. Give me 1 second. Let me go on my page and search this out. Hold on, family. It's important you see this. I'm going to start with this grand rising thing. I'm going to start with that first, because this is satanic. Okay, this is why I say we got to be careful about words we use. Grand rising is connected to ancient Kemet or Kemet. And I'm going to show you real quick. Let me show you. Hold on. All right, let me share my screen. I'm going to go to my Facebook and I'm going to show you guys this. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Some people were asking me in my last post why we shouldn't say grand rising. It comes from Kemeticism. Most people that use it are wearing ox and calling themselves Elohim or Gods. The Egyptians were pagan sun worshipers, and grand rising is a reference to the sun rising every day because they worship the sun deity who is called Ra. The grand rising of the deity of the sun who they worship is Ra. I know some of y'all, especially my people Yasharal, didn't know, but iron sharpens iron. Replace grand rising with Bakar Thub. Bakar Thub means good morning. Bakar Thub, okay? I never want to lead people astray from our Father, Yahuwah. I fear him, I fear his power, and some of these things may be new to some, but unfortunately, there's a lot that's not of our Father that has been normalized. And as you can see, grand rising is directly connected to ancient Kemet. The Most High said, learn not the ways of ancient Egypt. Don't do none of the abominations they do. Don't do any of it. You think because they melanated, there are people, they are Hamites. They enslaved us. They got a judgment coming too, Yasharal. Look at this. Beautiful risings, melanated beings. These people think of themselves as equal to the Most High. This is what the serpent told Adam and Eve. You eat of the tree, you will be like the Most High. We got to be careful, family. I'm telling you, there are a lot of snares for Yasharal. I rise, like the sun of a new day. I give thanks to R.A. for enlightening my spirit to the truth. My melanin is powerful. I know we boast in who we are and who the Most High has made us to be, but you got to understand, some people literally think of themselves as the Most High. They think of themselves as a manifestation, and they are the Most High in the flesh. And, you'll hear them mention all these other types of deities all the time. Grand rising, great risings, melanated beings, ancient Egypt. Yeah. I'm just letting you guys know, family, because there's a lot of snares for Yasharal. There's a lot of snares for us to love the ways of our oppressors, whether it's Christianity, the Romans, whether it's, you know, the fraternities in Greek culture, the Grecians enslaved us, whether it's ancient Kemet that enslaved our ancestors for 200 something years, you know, Grand Rising, melanated beings. They want you to be everything but an Israelite. And I'm going to be the one that's going to help y'all understand that all of these things they're giving you are not of our Father. Anything Babylon is giving you, throw that crap out. Throw it out. Everything you need to know is in that book. Take a look. It's in the book. You ever heard that Reading Rainbow song? Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Nah, I'm just playing. It's in the book, family. Here's another image of a deity. I believe that this is King Tut. I mean, come on, family. Grand Rising. I'm just trying to show y'all what it is. I'm just trying to show y'all what it is. There's another image. You can see the Ankh. Now, keep in mind that the cross of Christianity, the pagan cross of Christianity, came from the Ankh. Okay? So y'all say the cross is pagan. Well, obviously the Ankh is pagan too. The Christian cross came from the concept of the Ankh. Okay? Because obviously the Ankh came before praying for an Ali Shah says, how do we say good morning? Here, I'll type it in the chat for you. This is what I say when I talk to people. Bukar Thub. Bukar Thub. Okay? Bukar means morning and Thub means good. Bukar Thub is how you say good morning. Or you could just say good morning, but there's some word magic in that too, because morning means crying. I hate English, family. I really, really do. All right. I think that's what I had to show you with that. And yeah, okay, so that's that. Now, there's something else I want to show you guys if I can find it here. I'm gonna just give you guys a few other examples of things I don't do because they're not of Yahuwah. Okay, some of this stuff is gonna shock y'all. We're gonna get into it. You're gonna learn today. Oh, I wrote this. I said, oh, they're not gonna like this. Burning sage, not of the Most High. Grand Rising, as I just explained, not of the Most High. Horoscopes, not of the Most High. Third eye stimulation, not of the Most High. Chakras, not of Yahuwah. Self-manifestation. We don't have no power to manifest nothing. The Most High does. Okay? Not of the Most High. Good fortune, godhood, praying to the ancestors, spirit guides, astral projection, yoga, grounding, meditation, Eastern mysticism, humming, clearing your mind, spirit quest, the universe, the power of positive thinking, crystals, amulets, talismans is not of Yahuwah. None of it is of the Most High. But you can see a lot of our people still do these things. And don't worry, in this series, I will be tackling a lot of these things. Now, I want to talk about the power of positive thinking. Some people have, when I wrote this, they say, Yexer, what's wrong with thinking positive? I'm not saying thinking positive is a bad thing. What I'm saying is, if the Most High wants you to have something, he's going to give it to you, right? But if he doesn't want you to have something, it doesn't matter how much positive thinking you put into play. If he doesn't want you to have it, you're not going to have it. What the Most High has for you is for you. Thinking positively doesn't change a damn thing. All right? Period. And that's what the power of positive thinking is. It's essentially, I can use my own power and I can transcend the power of the Most High to have whatever I want. It's the same thing with the power of manifestation. I'm sure you guys know about that movie that was really popular back in the day called The Secret. I can manifest this. I can manifest that. We don't have the power to manifest anything. We are just men. However, the Most High can manifest it. He can manifest great things through his power. And that's why I say I never esteem myself. I esteem him. because there's all things he can do that I can't do because I'm just a mortal man. From the dust is where we came, and from the dust is where we go. I never limit the power of the Most High, but I limit my power because I am nothing. I could literally walk outside. There could be something that happens to me, and then I'm gone. All these people pushing this concept of them being like the Most High and being equal to him are mortals. If a black woman is into Comedicism and she claims to be, you know what I'm saying, a goddess, then why do you bleed when you give birth? Why do you experience pain? Because before Adam and Kua, or Adam and Eve, sinned, that wasn't something that they were going to experience. But the Most High spoke that into their lives. But these are things that Hasatan has done to ensnare our people. And I'm going to bring it out. It's uncomfortable. I get it. But would you rather be walking in a lie, or would you rather be walking in truth? Now, there's something else I want to bring up here, family. Give me 1 second, because I have to find it, but it is very much in it's very much in line with what I wanted to show you guys. If I can find it, I'm going to be looking. If I can't find it, I'm just going to keep on moving. But I'm trying to see if I can find it, because it is something else that a lot of Black people do, but they don't understand that it is also tied to ancient Egypt. And if I can't find it, family, we will keep it moving. But I'm just praying to the Most High I do, because it's a very, very important message. Okay, let me show you something else. This is not what I was talking about specifically, but nonetheless, it does tie to it. Let's take a look at it. Give me a second. Now, look at this video and listen to what this woman says. Some people believe, now, this is part of the deception of Christianity, okay? They want you to believe that who they call JC was an ascended master, and that JC is a frequency, or God is a frequency. We're not talking about the Most High. We're talking about something else. But just listen to what's being said. Let me put this on. Hold on. Trying to turn the sound on, family. There we go. Okay. Listen to this.
I've experienced different measures of Christ consciousness on many different dimensions and planes. Jesus is already here, honey. And if you're waiting on the Christ to arrive, you're going to keep on waiting.
Y'all heard what she said?
Girl, Christ is a frequency. Christ is a frequency. It's a consciousness.
Y'all see that consciousness? Do y'all hear that these are new age terms? This is tied to the new age. This is the greatest deception that's going to attach directly to Christianity. I mean, Oprah promotes it. TD Jakes promotes it. This is all tied to the one world religion.
It's been here. Now, when it shows up for you, that's on you. But Christ is a consciousness. It's awareness. It's levels to this. When you hear people say it's levels to this shit, it's levels to this. The moment that you begin to resurrect yourself from the dead.
What? Oh, no.
The moment that you roll away that stone.
The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. I'm just trying to get y'all to see what the heck is going on and what our people are falling for. The spiritual warfare against the melanated people of this earth, specifically Yasharal, here in Babylonian America, is worse than you thought it is. It is way worse than you thought. Now, we're going to get back to this lesson, family, because honestly, there's so much more I could show you. There is so much more I could show you, but I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I'm just trying to show you what type of weapons of warfare that they have set against us as a people, and why we need to be constantly with our head on a swivel, because our enemies have used people of melanin complexion to deceive us into the ways of our oppressors, including ancient Egypt. Okay? All right. We're going to get back to this lesson, family. All right? Boy, There's so much more I can show you guys. And I'm going to show you a little bit more towards the end of the show. But we got to get back on track with this. All right. So we just read about Canuk. We read about how these fallen angels taught witchcraft to mankind. Okay, very simple, right? All right. Now, I know the world has made witchcraft and sorcery seem good and has popularized it. But do not ever forget that Hashatan is the mighty one of this world. Harry Potter is one of the highest grossing franchises out there, and that is not by accident. Let's take a look why. This franchise, Harry Potter, is worth $34 billion. That's $9.5 billion in box office, $8 billion in book sales, $7 billion in merchandise sales, $4 billion in home entertainment, $3.5 billion in video games, $1 billion in TV revenue, $975 in a studio tour, and $340 million in a stage play. This is normalizing wickedness. My mom told me, Yexer, you're not going to be reading no Harry Potter in my house. All esteem to the Most High for a praying Black mother. You know what I'm saying? All esteem to the mother. Even though she was a Christian, she understood the principalities. And my mom is still into the Christianity thing. But I thank the Most High that she was praying for me. I thank the Most High that she did not allow me to read that garbage in her house. Because, believe it or not, white people introduced me to Harry Potter. Okay? And I'm just telling the truth. My auntie worked as a beautician. She did people's hair. And she was the only Black woman in that salon. Everyone else was white, except for this one Hispanic woman. The white lady was saying, oh, Yexer would love this book. Oh, there's this book called Harry Potter and, you know, this and that. And she knew that my auntie was a Christian. She knew that. But this is why you got to be careful about these people. I know some of y'all feel away, but bro, it's the truth. If you watch the Esau and the Horites documentary, you know they have a history of being into the occult. If you have watched that documentary in full, all 3 hours, you know that European people, and I'm not talking about the indigenous, dark-skinned Black Moors. I'm talking about these folks that dwelled in caves. They have a history of paganism and tying to witchcraft and sorcery and stuff like that. They do. And she made it seem like it was harmless, but it is not, family. It is not. And you have to protect your children from the ways of the heathens, including sorcery and witchcraft. You're watching Harry Potter, you might be reading the books. What y'all don't realize about these movies and television shows is when they're saying these spells out loud and you're watching it and your mind is in a beta state, they are putting spells on you just by watching it, just by reading the word. Family, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Let's continue. Now, I'm going to show you guys real quick. Actually, I have a video clip here I want to show you guys before we continue to show you how evil has become good and good has become evil. Okay, let me just show you. I have some clips here. Now, this is the wizarding world of Harry Potter that they have in Orlando, Florida, I believe, at Universal Studios. They turned the whole area into a dang Harry Potter world. Take a look. Okay, so basically they've made it where you perform these spells. Okay, you get a wand, you can go around performing witchcraft, performing these spells. They have made this popular. And I'm going to show you another video of just people waving these wands and doing these spells, saying these same spells that they saw in these Harry Potter movies, these books, so on and so forth. They are putting spells on people, bro. I would not feel comfortable going into that park. Not at all. Even if I'm not even in the Harry Potter area, because I realize that these people have demons on them. They have shadim attached to them, and they are opening spiritual doorways, whether they know it or not. Reading these books, watching these shows, listening to certain songs, you are opening up spiritual doorways. Here's another example.
Alrighty, so let's go. You want to get there as early as possible, and head straight to the castle. There is just so much to see, you don't want to miss it out, and you don't want to wait in lines for hours. So go straight in and enjoy. Remember to take the ride, it is great. Then go get a butterbeer, obviously. There was this vegan butterbeer which was so good, so I just highly recommend that. Then it's time to go to Ollivander's and get your own wand, because you can do magic. And then go get some candy and souvenirs from Honeydukes. And just remember to check out all the other shops. Even though you don't want to buy anything, they're just fun. And after all the shopping, you're probably tired and hungry, so go get some more butterbeer and food. And relax and wander around, take it all in.
Okay, all right, that's enough of that. Man, it's just like they act like it's not nothing dangerous. You saw her nails, you saw, just what she's about. Bro, just disturbing, family. I'm reading some of these comments before we continue. I'm definitely interested to see what you guys' thoughts are on this. So truth, Whole Truth to Help Me Out says the movie is how they indoctrinate you into the world. So I've constantly made it a practice for me to not to watch their movies. Absolutely. But see, you gotta understand that I was little Yexer. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't have all this understanding about the world and spirituality and wickedness and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But now, shoot, people, might think I'm a strict father because, if I have children, I ain't going to be allowing them to just, watch this stuff. I'm not going to just be handing them a phone and allowing them to just browse and just do whatever they want and just say, okay, go away from me now. No, I'm not allowing my children to have a social media until they understand the wickedness that is on these platforms. Zaria Banya Uda says, and at the end of the day, it's not worth one red pity. Absolutely not. And that's what's really sad, family, is a lot of these people don't understand. They are opening up spiritual doorways in their house, whether they know it or not. Queen Raya Yasharal says, I binge watch you now, so they didn't give me a notification. Oh, I'm sorry, beloved. I'm glad you're here, though. If you missed anything, please be sure to catch the replay. There's so much information I'm going to be bringing forward in this. Very, very important for our people to understand. But thank you for joining with us today, sis. Frank Arbor Reagan's in the building. Shalom, family. So ready for the series. I really want to know about the spiritual realm. Hey, welcome. Shalom to you, family. Good to see you, Ak. Boy, we're bringing out a lot of stuff in here, family. A lot of stuff is going to be revealed in this teaching, and we will have so much more we're going to bring out as we continue on. Praying for an Elisha says, guilty. I took my children to see Harry Potter at the movies, never bought the books or toys. When I found out about it, I informed my children, prayed and rebuked it. My grandchildren have never seen it. All praises to the Most High. I'm thankful that your children, your grandchildren, so to speak, did not have to see it. And, like I said, bro, I was a kid, so I watched it. I saw it. I read the books. I didn't understand what I was dealing with. And I didn't understand why my mom was only trying to protect me. She was only trying to, prevent me from being affected by Shadim, because witchcraft is witchcraft. They try to, make it seem like, okay, not all witchcraft is bad. Not all, magic is evil. They have something called white magic and dark magic. They say dark magic is evil, but white magic is good. The devil is a liar. All witchcraft is sorcery, and the Most High forbids all of it. That's what the enemy tries to do. He tries to take things that the Most High said not to do and make you think it's okay to do it. I always tell people, when it comes to the Hashatan, it's not that he wants you to do things he wants you to do. He wants you to do things the Most High doesn't want you to do, especially Yasharal, especially us. We were given the Torah. Our ancestors were given the Torah. All right, family. I'll keep reading some of these comments. Shalom, I'm glad you're doing this. Tiffany Estelle, shalom, sis. Good to see you. I felt led by the Most High because there's a lot of spiritual things taking place, and I don't think people really understand the spiritual world, and the spiritual warfare that we are up against, and that's why we're talking about this today. Cece says, in my house, if we watch movies and they say spells, we mute the volume. Yes, that's what you have to do to protect yourself, because when they're saying these spells out loud, they are definitely putting a spell on you, 100%. All right, family, we're going to continue on. We'll get back to more of these comments, and we'll open up the line for more people to discuss their experiences or what you know. We'll open up the line after the end of this teaching. All right, here we go. So continuing on, we see that Harry Potter is a very lucrative thing, you know what I'm saying, for Hollywood. And they've made a lot of money from it. Billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. All right. Now, what does the Bible say about sorcery and witchcraft? These things are all forbidden by Yahuwah. Always remember, Yahuwah gave us Torah to protect us and keep us spiritually pure from all forms of wickedness. This needs to be taken into account when understanding his Zarakah, his righteousness and perfect will. This is Uyakara, or Leviticus 19:26. You shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall you use enchantment, nor practice kashav, sorcery, witchcraft. This is Deuteronomy 18:9-12. When you come into the land which Yahuwah, your Aluah, gives you, you shall not learn to do after the abominations of those nations, the pagans. And that's not just the Egyptians, that's the Canaanites, that's all the Hamites, all of them. Don't do nothing like them. There shall not be found among you anyone that makes his son or daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or one that practices kashav, sorcery or witchcraft, or an enchanter, or a sorcerer or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto Yahuwah. And because of this abominations, Yahuwah, your Aluah, drives them out from before you. Bro, it's very clear. When he says, learn not the ways of the nations, I don't care if it's the dang I don't care if it's the white nations. I don't care if it's the melanated nations. You shouldn't be following nothing they do. He chose you, Yasharal, to be separated from everybody else. We shouldn't be doing nothing that they do. I can't say that enough. It's very cut and dry. All right, let's keep reading. This is Malachim Shani, 2 Kings 21, 1-6. And this is an example of why we should not follow the ways of the other nations. But I want to illustrate that to you by reading this. Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 55 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Kafsheba, okay? And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahuwah. After the abominations of the heathens, whom Yahuwah cast out before the children of Yasharal, for he built up again the high places which Kazak or Hezekiah, his father, had destroyed. So Hezekiah, or Kazak was a righteous king in Yahudah, but his son decided to go right back to the idolatry. Oh boy. He reared up altars for Baal and made an Asherah pole, and did as Achab, or Achab, king of Yasharal, and worshipped all the hosts of heaven and served them. And he built altars in the house of Yahuwah, of which Yahuwah said, in Jerusalem, where I put my name. And he built altars for all the hosts of heaven in the two courts of the house of Yahuwah. And he made his son to pass through the fire, practiced sorcery, used enchantments, and dealt with familiar spirits and wizards. He wrought much wickedness in the sight of Yahuwah to provoke him to anger. You see that? to provoke him to anger. This is something that the Most High don't like. I can't say it enough, family. I can't say it enough. This stuff is just wicked. Now we're going to talk a little bit about necromancy. There are many other ways in which spiritual doorways are open, such as necromancy, which is communication with the dead. Ancestral worship is another form of this, which is heavily practiced in African spirituality, voodoo, etc., which is heathenistic Hamitic culture. Okay, I mean, I literally saw a video of these dang Hamites eating on a dang monkey skull. Y'all need to be careful about these Hamites. Some of their practices are worse than the white heathens in the other nations. Y'all should all need to understand not everything black is your culture. A witch's guide to necromancy, a practical course in communicating and working with the dead, ancestral healing for your spiritual and genetic families. This image right here where this man is saying, I asked my ancestors to protect me, to guide me, to teach me, to raise me, understand the creative intelligence. I don't pray to my ancestors. I acknowledge who my ancestors are: Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Dawood, many of our people in the book. Those are our ancestors. We can't deny that. That's who we are. That's where we come from. That is the seed that we all descend from. However, I don't pray to them. I don't try to communicate with them. I learn from their mistakes. I learn from what they did that was wrong in the eyes of the Most High, but I'm not going to sit there and pray to them. That is necromancy. That is a form of sorcery. Bro, I mean, I don't know. It's just so many things, family, that have just been normalized to our people that we don't understand why we do these things. We just think because it's black, it's supposed to be what we're supposed to do. All right, I'm going to show you guys another video clip I have here prepared since we're talking about this. Give me 1 second. Let me bring it over here. And we're going to take a look at this video. Now, this is Azalea Banks. I know some of y'all know who she is. She is an entertainer in this industry, and she was practicing something called brujeria. Brujeria is voodoo, the sacrifice of animals in a closet. And she said that this is the culture of black people. But what she fails to understand is this is the culture of the Hamites, not the Israelites, which is why you can't paint all black people with the same brush. Take a look.
The amount of that's about to come off my floor right now, guys. Oh my God. 3 years worth of brujeria. Yes, you know I gotta scrape all this up. I got my sandblaster, my goggles. It's about to go down. Real witches do real things.
Okay, so she was sacrificing chickens to some deity. And you heard what she said. Real WITCHESs do real things. She has a platform. She's obviously a celebrity. She goes viral a lot. Do y'all realize they are pushing this on our people? Now, this whole Beyonce thing, that black is king, it's another thing I want to talk about briefly. That is also tied heavily to Hamitic culture. Okay, and Beyonce is the perfect person to push ancestral worship and all these other things on our people. And you can see the black is king. Look at the pagan goat symbolism. You can see the leopard symbolism, the MK Ultra programming symbolism. There's wicked symbolism all throughout this movie. Astral projection, traveling to the other worlds, meeting the ascended masters. You see this also with Black Panthers, where they astral project and they meet with the ascended masters. They get information from the ancestors. All this stuff is the occult. This is Beyonce and Black is King. This represents Semiramis. This is the Virgin Mary, Osiris. You know, the mother goddess worship. This is what she's promoting in this film. And this child right here is Tammuz. Family, I'm just telling you guys this. There is a war against our people. I'm going to keep on telling you that. And the more we get into this series and the more episodes we crank out, it's going to become more and more apparent. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. And this is another image of Semiramis, and she is about to do a ritual. And this is Tammuz right here in her arms. And there's a scene where you literally see the sun in the background while she's carrying this baby, which represents Nimrod. I kid y'all not. I kid y'all not, guys. I kid y'all not. But yeah, she's using this Black is King thing. You can see the ritualistic painting on the face, Hamitic culture. And this is, and you can see, you can't really see it in this specifically, but that sun is coming up in the background, and then the child is a little bit older, and this is supposed to be Tammuz. This is Semiramis. Okay. And the sun represents Nimrod's spirit being reborn in Tammuz. The reason why I know so much about this family is before I even came into the truth, I was an awakened Christian, so to speak, where I just knew so much of the symbolism because I know that they communicate through symbolism. You think about the Tower of Babel, you think about how they communicated with each other when Yahuwah confused the languages. One way was symbolism. And that's still going on to this very day. And a lot of times I can connect the dots between what's going on in this world and what is really playing out based off of the symbolism alone. But whew, this stuff is deep, bro. All right. But yes, family, Beyonce is beautiful daughter of Zion. I'm not going to take away she is talent, but she has sold out to Hashatan. And I'm probably going to have to do a video in the Spiritual World series talking about music and doing a full documentary talking about some people because boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't want to get too sidetracked. We're going to continue on, but boy, oh boy, it's just so much stuff out here that's working against us. Satan speaks in symbols. Absolutely. That's why you got to know the symbolism and to a certain extent. Spiritual wickedness in high places. The lost fall these demons because of their fiat wealth. Exactly. 100%. They make a covenant with the heathens. They make a covenant with Hashatan. Hashatan hands them over wealth and riches. And then they do Hashatan's bidding. Her demon has talent. Sasha Fierce. There's a principality. There's a shadim, a shad that takes over her that she admitted comes into play when the music comes on. That takes her over. There is a spiritual transformation that takes her over. And we're going to talk a little bit more about possession. So let me continue on, family. Let's get back to the lesson. I know we going through so much, family, but I told you it was going to be a jam-packed lesson. All esteem to Yahuwah. All right. So we're continuing on here. And I told you, as we all know, not all Black culture is our culture. Okay. Now, I do not pray to my ancestors, nor do I look to them to guide me. I read the Bible and learn from their mistakes. I do not pray to anyone but Yahuwah Yahusha, who many are unknowingly communicating with, are shadim, masquerading as deceased loved ones. What does the Bible say about the dead? Ecclesiastes 9:5-6. For the living know, For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more reward. For the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred, their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. It's very simple. The living are unaware of the dead, and the dead are unaware of the living. For more information on what happens after we die, please be sure to watch my video, What Happens When We Die. This will be linked below. So who are you praying to? Because your so-called ancestors you're praying to, or your loved lost one you're praying to, can't hear you. They have no recollection of what's going on in the world of the living. So you must be communicating with Shadim, demons, Ruakuth. That would be the only logical explanation, family. All right. Necromancy is also done through consulting a medium or spiritist or palm reader and using devices such as Ouija boards. Now, I have had firsthand experiences with this, and I'm not proud of it. I, messed around with a Ouija board before I knew the truth. I was curious to see if it actually worked, and it was a very, very, very bad idea. So I'm telling you from personal experiences, do not mess with this. As you can see, they have this Ouija board right here. They've got Barbie Ouija boards. They got Ouija boards meant for children. As a matter of fact, that reminds me, let me pull up this real quick. Now, what's interesting about this is I had got my Ouija board simply from the toy store. Toys R Us sells these Ouija boards, family. They want your children to get sucked into this because they don't understand what they're looking at. As a matter of fact, let me just show you this real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me share my screen, and I'm going to just show you that Toys R Us sells these Ouija boards, family. That's how I was able to get it. That's why I didn't take it seriously. Let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. Look at this. This is the Toys R Us website. Boom. Toys R Us, you can see right here, Toys R Us. Look at that. Let me scroll down. Ouija boards in stock, $22.99, right there. You see, the problem is parents will see this and think it's just for children, and it's just a joke. It's just a board game. The devil is a liar. This is Hasatan marketing sorcery to your children, leading you to lawlessness, promoting lawlessness to your children. And not only will this affect your children, you are letting loose Shadim in your households. It will affect your marriage. It will affect your relationship with your wife, your husband, your children, who they're dealing with, what they're doing in school. It will affect the whole household. If they got a brother or sister, same thing. This is why, family, we have to be very, very protective of what our children are doing. Now, we as adults, we should know better. We know where Yahshua, we know we got to keep the laws and commandments of the Most High. He said not to practice this. But unfortunately, our young Abari Hebrew children are not aware of a lot of these things. They don't understand that Hasatan is really coming after them. But yeah, there it is, family, right in your face, marketing this stuff to children. All right, we're going to continue on, family. We still got a lot more to get into, but I'm just trying to show you Hasatan is trying to normalize this to children. Okay? The whole true so help me Yah says, I'm not trying to hear from no other contact other than the Most High. Facts. Facts. I mean, unless it's a malak, an angel sent by the Most High, and sent by the Most High to speak on the Most High behalf, I'll listen to that. But other than that, if it ain't from the Most High, I'm not interested in it. I don't care about what man says. I mean, I believe people prophesy. I believe in prophets. I believe in all of that. But if it comes from the Most High, it's going to always be for his will and his purpose, not for our own. Period. All right, family, let's keep going. All right. So I just want you to see that they are marketing this to children. Necromancy is also done through consulting a medium, as I said. All right, let's continue on here. Now, there are many other ways that a person can open up spiritual doorways, and through this series, we'll be doing more in-depth videos exposing these different ways, but I want to now discuss some of the subtle ways, okay? So Ouija boards, witchcraft, sorcery, tarot cards, that is blatant, obvious ways you open spiritual doorways. However, there are also subtle ways that you're probably not thinking about. That's what we're going to look at. Some of the subtle ways you're opening spiritual doorways that you may not know, and some of these things you need to be very, very careful about. Music. I mean, do I really need to say much more than that? Music is the most powerful tool, not just for opening up spiritual doorways, but mind control. Now, listen, family, I'm not saying all music is bad. I do music. I make music. We were created to esteem the Most High. Yahuda means, the root word of Yahuda is yada. That's why a lot of times I say yada Yahuwah, because it means Yahuwah be praised. But Yahuda also means Yahuwah be praised. The root word is da, which comes from yada. Yahuda means Yahuwah be praised. Why? Because we were the praisers. We descend from a lineage of people that were praisers to the Most High. We were supposed to use our gifts to esteem him. We were supposed to use our gifts to give praise to him. But Hashatan has taken our natural music abilities to use it to honor him. That's the problem. Because hip hop is the most listened to genre all across the world, it is the greatest weapon used against Yasharal. Music is a gift Yahuwah has given many of the Yahudim to esteem him. We are known as the praisers, but Hashatan use it as a weapon to destroy the Yahudim and promote wickedness, lawlessness, filth, degeneracy, and debauchery. And since the Yahudim are so influential, Hashatan has used Yahuwah's people to corrupt the rest of the world. A lot of our people are nothing but puppets to this Luciferian, Edomite, New World Order agenda. Whether it's homosexuality, whether it's gang culture, whether it's being a thought, this right here, Hashatan is using Black people because we are the most influential. Hashatan said, oh, yeah, I know they're the chosen of Yahuwah. I'm going to corrupt them. And since they're so influential, I'm going to get them to corrupt everybody else. This is why us being Yasharal, us knowing we are Yasharal, have such an importance to show people the righteousness of the Most High and not this trash right here. Okay? Now, I want to show you guys something. I have another video clip here I want to show you where this woman who is a daughter of Anton LaVey, who was the founder of the Satanic Temple, talks about how music is used in its witchcraft. But first, we're going to look at this clip of Michael Jackson talking about the power of music and how it affects you when you're in a beta state. Let's take a look at that real quick. Some knowledge right here, family.
Singers, when they sing songs, it's like a mantra. When you repeat a chorus over and over and over. So when a kid hears a song and he starts singing that chorus over and over and over, then you start to hear it in the alpha state into the subconscious mind. So you start to become the song or become what you're saying.
Okay, so you see that. He said it's like a mantra. Now, understand, repetition is the key to mind control. If you say something enough times, people will start to believe it's the truth. Okay? It's just like when it came to what happened in 2020. They had to keep on shoving that something dangerous was going to happen, and we're in a pandemic. They had to keep reinforcing that in your brain. So that some people would comply and think that this is really happening, and they need to take the solution that they're going to offer, which is the ouch, ouch. They reinforce these things into your subconscious. When you're watching movies, and you keep hearing people, sometimes when you sometimes Umar Johnson, he says a lot of truth, but I'm very careful about watching some of the things he says because he uses the power of repetition to ingrain things into your mind. You got to be careful about that. You know what I'm saying? The more somebody says something over and over again, they are tapping into your beta state. The mind is truly a remarkable thing. But there's a lot of ways that spiritual warfare can be brought against you through the power of repetition. So, for example, if you make a song and the songs talk, I'll give you a perfect example. The Little John song, shot, 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 shot. Like, even when I say it to demonstrate it, I'm singing it in the way that I've heard it for so long. And most of the time when people hear that song, what are they doing? Taking shots. Music is a spiritual thing. Listen, and y'all gotta understand something about me. I am not just a music lyricist. I'm a producer. I am an engineer. I understand the power of frequencies. I've used equalizers. I know how I can literally take these frequencies and manipulate the way you feel. If I was an evil person, I could take these frequencies and manipulate and make you angry. I can make you sad. I can literally break your confidence, your self-esteem using frequencies. This is what the rap music does. This is what mainstream worldly music does. They use these frequencies to control you, to manipulate your emotions, to make you depressed, to make you angry, to make you feel like you're not enough. The colorism in the lyrics. What did Lil Wayne said? Beautiful black woman, I bet that B look better red. Now, I've never used those frequencies for evil because music can be used for good or for evil, right? I use it for good because the Most High came to me when I was making degenerate black music, and he said, if you continue to make this, I'm going to deliver you to the lake of fire. The Most High showed me a vision of all these rappers. I saw Cardi B, I saw Offset, I saw Prince, I saw Michael Jackson, Mary J. Blige, Dr. Dre, P. Diddy, you name them. They were all burning in Gaya Hanam, or what you call the lake of fire. It was the most scariest thing I had ever seen in my life. And in that moment, I devoted my talent and my gift to the Most High. Been making Hebrew music ever since. I've turned down labels, bro. I've turned down hundreds of thousands of dollars to serve the Most High because I wanted to do his will. I didn't want to stop preaching the word of the Most High. I didn't want to stop talking about Yahuwah Yahusha. I've had legit labels write me and offer me money to sign with them. And I said no. That's how hard I go for Yahuwah. Unfortunately, some of our people are not that strong in this walk, that strong in their relationship with the Most High. And if they throw enough money your way, you'll gladly sign that contract. I'm going to have to probably get into this a little bit more later. Let's continue. I got another clip. Take a look at this one.
On his music, we make music for a purpose. It's not just background music, or it's not just, you know, fluffy, light stuff.
This is not elevator satanic music.
It's ritualistic music. It is music that by even the act of listening to it, you are participating in a satanic ritual.
By listening to, so if I put this on and listen to it, I'm participating. But you're a listener. I'm asking you, how does it make you feel?
It's very stirring. It's very emotionally charged. You can't listen to this music and say you don't feel something, because you do. I'm sure you would probably feel either hate or fear or rage or something.
I don't know, maybe he's a great musician. I just say the guy's very talented.
Right, but I would say that someone who would listen to it would probably feel very similarly to how one might feel if they're listening to classical music that is bombastic.
Okay, so you see these Satanists are admitting just by listening to it, you are participating in a ritual. I kid you not, family. That video is from like the mid to late 90s when they were saying this stuff out in the open. There's no way under the dome they're not still using this same witchcraft in these records we're listening to now. And that's why our people, the more we waking up to who we are, the more they have a snare to keep our people stuck in the ways of Babylon. We're going to have to throw away everything she gave us to truly follow the Most High Yah. That's just what it is. Matter of fact, family, I'm sorry. Speaking about this Ouija board thing, I wanted to show you a clip. I put it in the wrong order. That was relating to the Ouija board. I kid you not, they have a Jesus Christ Ouija board. Take a look.
The company is selling a Christian Ouija board to talk directly to Jesus. So I noticed that the source is notthe.com, which is made by the same creators as the Babylon Bee, which is a satire site, but notthe.com will cover stories that are so ridiculous they seem like satire. According to Not the Bee, the company that manufactures the board is called Holy Spirit Games. And sure enough, this Christian Ouija board is on Amazon for $30. And there are several reviews reviews on Amazon, so the product is legit. Now, is it possible that the company that makes these boards is, satire and just kind of making fun of Christians, so to speak? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Y'all, there's so much to unload here. Like, the planchette is a cross. Here is the back of the box, and yeah, sure.
The cross is pagan. Jesus Christ is pagan. Christianity is pagan. That's a side note. But yeah, family, I don't think all music is bad, but there is a lot of it that's evil. The Whole Truth Help Me Out says rap music is not a creation, it's creation of the ish people. I wouldn't say that. You have to make a distinction between the mainstream hip hop stuff and the stuff that they gave us, which is mainstream hip hop. Because if you look at David or Daoud, we all come from his seed. We are all the tribe of Yahudah. If you read Psalms, those are songs. He was a lyricist. He was a multi-instrumentalist. He had a whole band. This is in our blood. If you look at Public Enemy, if you look at KRS-One, if you look at somebody like Common, conscious hip hop. And when I say conscious, I'm not talking about like this like conscious we think of now with like Young Pharaoh and a lot of these, Hoteps, and they call themselves the self-proclaimed Hoteps. But conscious hip hop was about the empowerment of Black people, education of Black people. Hip hop was originally using that was a way in which we expressed ourselves and brought knowledge to our community. Unfortunately, hip hop, the art of hip hop, has been hijacked by our enemies and used for evil. So I make a distinction between mainstream hip hop and Hebrew hip hop. Abari Hebrew hip hop, I don't have an issue with it. I love it. I listen to it all day. I love me some Esau Burgundy. He's one of my favorite rappers that I was listening to coming into this. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of Hebrew righteous rappers out here that I do listen to that I think make good music. And there are some people who are not necessarily Hebrew rappers, but they're truth rappers. Their music is not laced with drugs and, unalivings and deletions and so on and so forth. So all esteem to the Most High. All right, family, we got to continue on. We got a little bit more to get through, so we're going to jump back into this. All right. Here's the truth. Our people don't want to hear hip hop music is laced with word magic, as I mentioned before, and we'll probably do another teaching on that at some point. Spell casting and forces of darkness over the music. It is not what you thought it is. Not just frequencies. Music has a power to change your behavior, affect your mood, and control the way in which you perceive something. It can be used for total mind control and has been used for total mind control, especially against our people. Listening to this music is keeping you stuck in the ways of Babylon because Shadim enter you through these records. Listening to these records is how these spiritual doorways are opening, which is why I'm telling you, throw all out. Now, as a matter of fact, I want to show you something else that I just remembered. I want to show you guys. Give me 1 second. This is another Facebook post. Take a look at this. There is this witch that doesn't seem to deal with nobody as much as she deals with our people. And when I say our people, I'm talking about the Israelites that are obviously in this music industry. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a second. She's a witch. And I'm not talking about Marina Abramovich or whatever her name is. It's somebody else. I'm trying to find it, bro. Where is it? Sometimes I guess I don't be doing a good job of organizing these things sometimes. It's just like I be talking and it just comes to me. Dang, where is it, bro? Oh, I can't find it. Father. Ah, got it. Okay. Take a look at this, family. It's kind of demonic. I'm not going to lie. It's low-key bothers my spirit to look at this wicked witch. But take a look at this woman, okay? And notice how she's always around Yahudim. Take a look. Let me show you. Lyric is in the building. Shalom says, good to see you. Take a look at this, family. Actually, give me 1 second. Let me turn this off. Okay. Take a look at this real quick. And let me full screen this too. because I want you guys to see what I said about her. Why is she always around black men, bro? Why is she always around black people? It's just like these Kardashians. They be putting these black men under spiritual war, under witchcraft. So let's read what I wrote. I said, mainstream hip hop is controlled by sorcery, witchcraft, and principalities. This same woman is always found around Yahudim, descendants of Yahudah. These individuals have made a covenant with the fallen. I will be at war with this satanic industry. While you bob your head, you are nodding yes to wickedness subconsciously. Think about that. And I wrote, she looked like her breath stank. But this is her. This woman is just, I mean, bro, why? This is her next to Kanye and Kim Kardashian. Obviously, Kim Kardashian is Kanye's handler, okay? This is Usher next to her. This is her right here. This is ASAP Rocky next to her. Here's another image with Kanye West. I mean, look at her hands. Come on, family. Why is she always around black men? This goes hand in hand with what I was saying about the war against black men, against Yasharal. There's war against black women too. Look at Sexy Red. Look at Megan Thee Stallion. Look at these, situations going on where black women are disappearing. But the war is against both of us, which is why I'm going to keep on telling all y'all Negroes, we got to stick together. We have to. We must. It's the only way. It is the only way that Yasharal is going to survive and make it out alive for what things will come on if the Exodus don't happen fast enough. All right, family. Let me get back to this. I don't want to get too distracted because it's so much I could show you guys. All right, man. All right. Let's finish this up, family. We don't got that much more left. I'm not saying all music is bad. I enjoy Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, The Temptations, Al Green. I love oldies, bro. I love oldies. I love old school R&B. You know what I'm saying? But I had to purge my playlist of the wickedness I was listening to. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with listening to oldies and, music that actually had a message, had a story. I listen to all types of music, bro. I listen to all genres. You know what I'm saying? I do enjoy music because I make music, but I'm very careful about what I give my ear to. And we all got to be that way. This subject may require a much more in-depth lesson, but let's continue. Now, this is a big one. Religion, especially pagan Christianity. A lot of these churches operate in New Age mysticism, which we'll be exploring in the next episode of this series. So the next episode of the Spiritual World series, we will be exposing the New Age because, boy, it's a huge deception. We talked about it. We talked about it a little bit in this video, but it is a huge deception. But in this episode, I want to talk about the satanic Kundalini spirit, which is masquerading as the Ruach HaKodesh. Now I got another video I want to show you guys here. And I know those of us who have been raised in a Christian church have seen this. Let me pull that video up here. I'm going to show you guys this. You ever heard people say, I'm drunk in the spirit? This is Shadim. These are Ruakuth that are not of the Most High that is being in the Christian church. And I'm going to show you some examples. Take a look.
This.
We thank you.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take the clip out because it was hurting my ears. Like I don't know what the audio is with this, but we gonna just keep on moving. I apologize, family, if that hurt your ears. That audio was terrible. I'm just going to show you some more examples real quick before we continue. But y'all can see they acting like they in a circus. That's what they're doing. This is the ruach of disorderly mannerisms. This is not of the Most High. When Yahusha got baptized by Yahukanan, did he do all of that? Show me examples in scripture where people were doing these things. There is no example. There is none. This is something else these people are entertaining. And I'm going to show you, if you compare these videos of people having the so-called Holy Spirit, which that's not what it is. It's the Ruach. I don't say Holy Spirit. The Ruach HaKodesh. That's what they say it is. But I'm going to show you, when you compare this to Eastern mysticism and the Kundalini spirit, it's essentially the same thing. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you, family. All right. Here's another video.
And by getting a hope from God, getting a hope from God, to be able to see, to discern the times and the seasons that's ahead of you. And the thing about the elephant, it wasn't just an ordinary elephant, it was a wild elephant, a wild elephant. It was radical, 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 radical. And the elephant means a great impact. And I really felt like what happened in Lakeland was just the beginning. It's just an introduction. It's just an introduction. Just a table of contents.
I was in the room. When the Holy Spirit first fell on David Roos like that, God began to talk to us about a move of the Spirit that would come.
This is not the Most High Yahuwah. So all these Christians, these European evangelical Christians that come on my page and get mad because I say the true names Yahuwah and Yahusha, y'all do realize that people are being infected with whatever this is, whatever ruach this is, in the name of Jesus Christ. There is no power in the name of Jesus. I'm going to keep on saying it until Yahusha does return. There is no power in the name of Jesus, because these same people that are saying these words like Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, God, so on and so forth, are freaking having these spells on them. They are literally over there shaking and shrieking. There's power, and demons fear the name of Jesus. Why are they activated in the name of Jesus where this happens to people? I can't tell y'all how many times in the pagan Christian church that I've seen them say, "Oh, I'll bless you in the name of Jesus," and I start seeing that. Jesus Christ is a false pagan name, family. It is. Now, as we continue, I'm going to show you guys how this connects to the Kundalini spirit of Eastern mysticism. Okay, this is what they call being drunk in the spirits. This is what the heathens do. And I'm going to show you some side-by-side videos here. I'm going to show you what it looks like in the church, and I'm going to show you how it connects directly to the Kundalini practices. And you're going to see this is the same shad, the same shadim, same demon, same spirit. It's not of the Most High. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Marilah kita selalu ketawa untuk diri, untuk orang lain, ketawa untuk keluarga, masyarakat, dunia, dan negara. Makanya apapun yang kita cari di dunia ini, kita menjadi orang pintar, menjadi orang kaya, ujung-ujungnya adalah kebahagiaan.
Whoa. Okay. Oh. Oh. Toast him back there. Please.
है हुलास जाके मन मैया कुंभन दास.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna cut it off right there, homie. I don't know what the heck they saying, and they not finna put none of that Vishnu hoodoo woo woo goo goo stuff on me. But you get the idea. You can see when you compare to what you're seeing in the pagan Christian church to what you're seeing in Eastern mysticism, bro, it's the same dang spirit. It is the same ruach, and it's not of the Most High. And I don't know, bro. I mean, when I was a kid and I was, in the Christian church, I'm seeing like these, elderly women, shaking their dang wigs off. I knew something was off about it. And they made me feel like I'm wrong because I'm not doing that. Oh, you don't have the spirit, son. Yes, sir. You just don't have the spirit, boy. You better pray to God that He fill your spirit. You pray that the language gonna come from your belly. Oh, you got that shit in your spirit. That's why you ain't shouting out to God, right? You know how they are. I probably did that too good. I've been raised in the church, y'all. Like, but seeing that, I just knew that it was off. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this doesn't seem like, who I believe in the Bible, because the Most High, He is not disorderly. Everything that He is about order. It is about, things being put strategically in place. He has a plan for everything He does, and He is not, the allure of disorder. Hashatan is. And so I knew there was something demonic about it. And that was kind of one of the first things that kind of woke me up to how satanic these Christian churches are. And somebody mentioned in the comments that a lot of these churches are embracing yoga. That is another spiritual doorway that people open. Our beloved sister praying for an Ali Shah. Yoga is another spiritual doorway. And as I said, family, in this series, we will be exploring all these different things. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual world series, you know, just kind of looking at these different forms of spiritual doorways that people jump into. This is an introductory episode, so there will definitely be more that we'll jump into. Oh, what's up, Ak? Maurice Crawley says they knew who we were in the ancient past. Always say it's about the weightier matters. Yes, keep the feast. Wear your friends. Just clean the outer cup. Most important is the heart, the inner cup. Yeah, 100%. All right, family. So we have a few more things to look at. We're almost done with this lesson. Let's go ahead and let's get to it. All right, family. So we just looked at the Kundalini thing. Okay, let's explain it a little bit more. So the Kundalini really are what the Kundalini really is are shadim or demons that are activated through certain types of rituals or coming in contact with someone who hasn't awakened. As you guys saw, the pastor could literally just touch somebody and then they just start shaking. Okay, so it can be passed on through contact or through spiritual doorways. Okay, who hasn't awakened in them already. It is known as the serpent chakra that sits at the base of the spine. So you can see this is the base where the serpent Kundalini spirit sits, and as it awakens, it goes up into the crown chakra and makes you feel as if you become enlightened. This is what Buddhism is. This is what Eastern mysticism is. Them people that be worshiping them deities with like an elephant's head and like 6 or 7 arms, that's where this comes from. Bro, like what? Y'all really worship a deity that got a dang elephant's head? Like, are you That's where this comes from. But anyway, so it sits at the base of the spine, and once it's awakened, it opens up all your other chakras, the other 6 chakras, causing one to think they've reached enlightenment, quote unquote. These are the type of things that tend to happen: euphoria, shaking, laughter, feelings of drunkenness. These are all symptoms of demonic possession. And it says right here, Naga, the cobra, is a symbol of Kundalini power, cosmic energy, coiled and slumbering within man. It inspires seekers to overcome misdeeds and suffering by lifting the serpent power up the spine unto God realization. This goes right back to Genesis. You will be like the Most High, knowing good, knowing evil. Do y'all see? Everything that Hasatan is promoting to you goes right back to that very first transgression, family. Goes right back to that very first transgression. Now, we're going to talk about some of those who knowingly open these spiritual doorways. We're going to talk about Jake Paul. You probably recognize this guy. YouTuber. Famous Edomite. Now, there are some who have unknowingly opened spiritual doorways to Shadim, but there are also many who do it willingly and knowingly, and that's Jake Paul. He's a perfect example. You know how he's been winning his fights? I'm going to show you. This is how this man has been winning his fights. If he wins against Mike Tyson, I will not be surprised, because when you see what he does before his fights, it'll make sense.
Team breathwork session, which is a ritual we've done for every fight. We basically charge up with our breath, and it's like a deep, long meditation. The first session I ever did, it's so powerful. I started crying, I started laughing.
And we're using a breathwork technique to go into a non-ordinary state.
It just brings up so many emotions, so many thoughts. Maybe there's some weird spiritual higher powers controlling this career.
And now we're all gonna try and make a sound.
Interdimensional midwives giving birth to our true self.
I love you guys!
People will probably be like, what are they doing? But I think they won't be saying that after Sunday night.
This dude is calling on Shadim. This is how he's winning his fights. He is calling on Shadim, channeling Shadim, which is another form of opening spiritual doorways, is channeling. He is channeling Shadim to empower him with demonic power, and then he goes up against his opponents. This is how he keeps winning. He is calling on Shadim, family. It's just that simple. Now, I have another example of what I want to show you guys here as we continue, but this is what he's doing. Jake Paul has used supernatural forces to get the upper hand in his fights, but what he fails to realize is eventually these Shadim that are working through him will overtake him in the end, and he will no longer be in control of himself. Giving yourself over to Shadim can have a lot of health consequences and can drive a man to self-harm or worse. This is why a lot of times when people practice yoga and they do these spiritual practices, they say they get sick. That is another form of demonic possession. And the thing about these Shadim is the more you allow them into your life to use you and possess you, the more they're going to feel like they own you. This is what leads people down drugs. This is what leads people down a lot of these different paths. You will literally be warring against yourself. And he's playing a dangerous game. Period, point blank. All right. One more example I will give you is the self-proclaimed magicians like David Blaine, Chris Angel, and many others you see on shows like America's Got Talent. They are definitely normalizing this stuff, but let's just take a look at a few examples. Now, these magicians are also channeling and calling on Shadim to perform dark magic. Dark magic is using Shadim, other spiritual ruakuth, to perform these impossible feats. You know, they tell you it's magic. No, fam, it's not magic. It is literally demonic work. So let's take a look at this clip here I have. Let's see here. Which video? I think it's this one. Yeah.
Almost everyone believes that the best magicians in the world only use incredibly quick sleight of hand to perform their quote tricks. Many have the impression that the top magicians are just so good at what they do that there's a natural explanation for their performances, even if we can't see it or figure it out. In other words, most believe that there must be a non-spiritual explanation for all the apparent signs and wonders magicians perform. While this may be the correct conclusion for some of the quote magic that people generally see, there are other magic acts that clearly go beyond the laws of nature. Here is a young magician that can make CDs instantly appear. He will also change their size, shape, and color. Notice that the magic show he performs on is blasphemously called, quote, God Hands 2. For example, there is no way without supernatural assistance that cards can instantly appear in someone's hands out of thin air. But as you can see, that is exactly what is happening. Yet most will still insist, despite the clear evidence to the contrary, that these magic acts do have an explanation that doesn't require the supernatural to be involved.
All right. So as you can see, the reason why they're able to pull cards out of thin air and, you know, make like a dove magically appear nowhere is because they have tapped into the spiritual world that we've been discussing all throughout this video. And they are in direct contact with these Shadim, these spiritual entities. Even when you think about like astral projection, you know, I mentioned the ascended masters earlier. Okay. That is how these Luciferian Edomites get all this knowledge, right? They go and they astral project and they talk to these beings or these deities in the astral world, which is essentially the spiritual world. And that's how they have so much knowledge of the world and the wickedness and the technology, because they are in contact. They have made a covenant with the fallen. All right, family, we're almost done. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up, okay? All right. So we can see the demonic power being used by these people. These individuals are being assisted by Shadim. They're telling you it's magic, but it's dark magic sorcery. And in the end, they will get the destruction that they order. This is David Blaine, Chris Angel, and a lot of these individuals that are into this kind of stuff. If there was truly power in the name of JC, obviously there wouldn't be these things happening in the churches with the Kundalini serpent spirit being activated, because it's activated in the name of Jesus Christ, okay, that pagan name. We will discuss that in the next episode of this series, as we're going to be talking about the New Age in the next episode of this spiritual world. There are, of course, many other examples of things that open spiritual doorways, and we will dig much deeper into these topics as we move forward. This is just an introductory episode to this series. Before I close out this presentation, I want to leave you with a few things you can do to avoid opening spiritual doorways. It wouldn't be right for me to teach you guys and show you guys all this stuff, but then not also show you how to not have to worry about these things. So this is going to be a comprehensive guide, okay? Number one, if you feel convicted about it, don't do it, okay? The Ruach is speaking through you. That's number one. Number two, if the world promotes it, it is obviously a tool of the enemy. This world does not promote the ways of the Most High Yahuwah. This world does not promote the ways of ancient Yasharal. This world does not promote righteousness. It promotes lawlessness, debauchery, and sin. So if the world's telling you to open your chakras, if the world is telling you to do yoga, if the world is telling you to go get a palm reading, don't do it. It's just that simple. 3, be careful about the music you listen to and the messages it promotes. All right. Like I said, I like Al Green. I like Stevie Wonder. I like Ray Charles. I like oldies. I enjoy oldies. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's nothing wrong with listening to them. I don't think that there was the same level of wickedness, that they were under when they made those songs versus what we see now. Because a lot of the stuff is just blatant in your face. So just make sure that these songs you're listening to are not promoting sin. Okay? That is ultimately what it is. Like I said, there's plenty of Hebrew rappers out here, Hebrew artists, singers, vocalists that make good music, that honor the Most High, esteem the Most High. 4, if your time is becoming too wrapped up in social media, gaming, posting, etc., and not doing Yahuwah's will, delete the app and take some time to focus on Yahuwah. So if you are noticing you're spending too much time on social media, too much time scrolling, too much time doing these other things, family, delete the app, uninstall it, just get off of it for a while. I often do this many, many times. I will just uninstall Facebook, uninstall Instagram, uninstall everything, and just give that time to Yahuwah. And you'll feel a lot better when you break away. Some people have done this and never came back. 5, be careful what type of entertainment you are consuming. These are also spiritual doorways. We're talking about television shows. We're talking about videos. We're talking about even content, podcasts, you could be listening to. You got to be careful about that. Number 6, always pray to Yahuwah to cover your household and your family. That goes without saying. Number 7, be cognizant to what your children are watching and also limit their time on their phones and or devices. The parent's going to parent, Fasting, 8, fasting is a great way to build up spiritual armor when engaging in spiritual warfare. Fasting doesn't always have to be food. Give up TV time, Facebook time, YouTube time, etc., and devote that time to Yahuwah. If you want to fast from food, start out skipping breakfast and lunch and building from there. Commit to it and fill yourself with spiritual food, Torah, scriptural affirmations, scriptures of encouragement, etc. I have built a series called Scriptural Encouragement. If you need just some time to just get into the word of the Most High and encourage yourself, That's how you spiritually fill yourself. That's how you give yourself spiritual sustenance. Spiritual nourishment is spiritual food, the word of the Most High. Feed on his word. His word is food. It provides spiritual nutrition and sustenance, okay? That's what you replace with physical food. And like I said, I've gone 3 weeks, no food, just water. I've done all of that. And I'm not expecting you to do that. Just build up to it. Start out by just skipping breakfast and lunch. You know, one thing I like to do is alternate day fasting. I'll eat, you know, a certain amount of food Monday, then I'll skip Tuesday and I'll fast that whole day. And then Wednesday comes around, I'll eat again, and then so on and so forth. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. You have to do what works for you. I don't want you to put yourself in a situation where you pass out or you have health problems because you might be older and you might need certain nutritions. But fasting doesn't always have to be food. That's the bottom line, okay? Number 9, be careful about watching people in the so-called Black community, okay? People like Young Pharaoh, people like, what that dude, 88 Keys, whatever he calls himself, Yah Awakens or Yah Kai or whatever he calls himself. I've noticed that some of the things he says is completely nonsensical. He done mentioned being an Israelite one time, one dang time. That's it. And I'm not saying that there's not certain truth to what he says, but some of the stuff he says is nonsensical. Talking about, you know, people are saying that they don't want to drink water anymore. They want to drink H3O and all this other stuff. I was like, what? The Most High gave us living water. The Most High gave us this earth to give us everything we need. Why are we going to man-made stuff? Be careful about these so-called Black entertainers, Black influencers. All right, be careful about that. Not every Black person is on our side and knows Yahuwah, and some of them are put in place to lead us away from our Father. Keep that in mind, family, okay? All right, so this concludes the first episode of Spiritual Doorways. All right, let me go ahead and come back on the screen here. Yada Yahuwah. Shout out to Kim Yali. She just, wow, $40. Wow, thank you so much. All esteem to Yahuwah. Thank you so much, sis. It's really, really appreciated. I felt led by the Most High to do this message, and I'm very thankful that you guys like it. You know what I'm saying? To go into this series, understand the spiritual world, because I'm always brought back to Ephesians 6:12. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. And I think people fail to understand why that's such a big deal in this world we live in. So thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate it. All right, reading some more of these comments here. Fortunately, I'm stuck only with my Israelite teachers on YouTube. Well, sometimes that's really all you need. You know what I'm saying, sis? Like, you know, obviously they got to be following the way of the Most High. Oh, you know what? I told her I would do this. Family, this is a little bit outside of what I have planned. You know, okay, you know what? I'm going to wait until Saturday. There is a movie that was just released by one of our Akutis in the truth, and she wanted me to promote it on my page. I'm gonna wait until Saturday for that, for Shabbat. We're gonna watch it together. So I'm not gonna get too distracted from that. But back to what you were saying, sis. Yeah, sometimes that's all you need is just someone that is rightly defining the word of the Most High, bringing forth the word responsibly and righteously, and you know, I understand some of us want like the physical gatherings and stuff like that. Maybe one day, Yahuwah willing. But I'm happy enough to be able to just come here and talk to you guys and discuss so much with you guys. So I'm thankful for that. So yada Yahuwah. Let me see. Maurice says the exposure is real and it starts at the house of Yasharal. Not just the exposure, but the judgment starts with the house of Yasharal. If you are famous and be heavily promoted, then you have done their rituals. Exactly. Freemasonry. That's all it is. Kim Yali says, my webinar ending, gotta go. Still at work. I will listen again as I do with the hubby. Shalom, fam. Good as always, Young Hebrew. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much for joining. Family, I know that this teaching fell on a weekday. And sometimes you guys may not have time to sit through these. So I think when we do weekday shows, we're going to make sure we do them a little bit later on, so people are off work by that time. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize, family. I kind of had to fill this out. I know a lot of us are at work and we are not able to, you know, fully watch, but please be sure to come back and watch the replay. All right. Marquia says I will definitely have to rewatch. Definitely do, sis. A lot of information being shared here. All right, family. Oh wow. E. Harris, Shalom says, she says Delta Sigma Theta, demonic elephant. That's what they're worshiping, the demonic elephant. It all makes sense. Yada yada. In the book of Adam, it states the serpent that was in the garden was thrown into the land of India. Huh. Interesting. It does say that. It does say that, bro. I remember it said that. All right, family. I'm going to Revelations of Yahshua says, yes, Ak, thank you for that. You're so welcome, sis. I'm glad to see you back. Whole True Selmion says, we need to stop involving ourselves with every new gimmick in the world. Exactly. Not everything is for us. A lot of things are against us. All right, family. I'm going to open up the chats. We got another Revelations of Yahshua sent $5 or $4.99. She says, thank you for all you do. All praise to the Most High. Thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate you guys. You guys have really been showing a lot of love today. All esteem to the Most High. I give all esteem to the Most High for leading me to make this episode. I really feel like it's so important. So yada yada. All right, family. I'm going to open up the chat for just a second, the panel, real quick, family. I only have about 10 minutes. All right. So I'm going to open up the chat. We're going to keep it germane to this topic. All right. So if you have anything to say about your experiences with the spiritual or anything like that, I have posted the link in the chat. We've got about 10 more minutes before I close out this stream. So if you guys have any thoughts, we'd love to hear you. If not, we're going to close out this stream. And while we're waiting, I have a study I'm bringing forth, Shabbat, which is another very important study. Let me just show you guys what that looks like real quick before. Give me 1 second. So we're going to be studying here. Our study for this coming Shabbat is, let me pull it up for you guys real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Let me share my screen. All right, family. So this is going to be our study for Shabbat this week. What does it mean to be chosen? I think a lot of this information is misunderstood by our people. And in this video, we will be discussing what that actually means and what it requires if you are Yasharal. And that's what we're going to be looking at this Shabbat. You know, so I'm definitely, boy is definitely cranking out these videos, man, trying to just get everything, you know, together for our people. Let's let our brother rest. Thank you, Yak. Thank you so much, sis. I love you. Thank you for joining. Facts, music is frequency. Use the most high frequency. They're attaching you to Hashatans is how they manifest through manipulating frequencies. 100%. E. Harris, shalom, sis. Good to see you. All right, family. I guess we're going to close out the stream unless anybody has. Once again, I put the link in the pinned comment. Like I said, if you want to just jump in, we have about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I'm opening up the line to anybody that wants to get on. Also, you know what? While I'm waiting, I'm going to try to see if I can find that other Facebook post I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully I can find it, man, because it does tie a lot to this. Let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. It would be great if I could literally show people this, because this does tie to what we just looked at earlier. I found it. Yada Yahuwah. Yada Yahuwah. All esteem to Yahuwah. Okay, family. Let me show you this real quick. So I showed you about Grand Rising thing, and I showed you about the witchcraft and sorcery in the music industry. Well, take a look at this. Let me share my screen. Let me pull it up. Take a good look at this. This is another thing our people are connected to that we got to come away from. Let me share my screen. Take a look at this, fam. This one might shock you. The Black Power symbol comes from ancient Egypt. You can see Horus is doing it on a knee, taking a knee, and you can also see Heru. Heru is another deity of ancient Egypt, family. All of these things that Babylon has given you are connected to ancient Egypt in some way, shape, or form. Leviticus 18:3. You shall not do as they do in the land of Egypt, where you lived, and you shall not do as they do in the land of Canaan, to which I am bringing you. You shall not walk in their statues. This one probably might be a shock to some of you guys, but this is here. This is where it is, right there in your face. That fist in the air thing is almost like a mockery to the Most High's face. But we see our people doing it. We probably done it ourselves, not understanding the origin of these things. Well, now you know. Now you know. All right. So I'm just bringing that to the light, just in case some of y'all didn't know. That Black Power symbol, ancient Egypt. Someone did a video about clowns. Clowns originate from the giants. I heard something about that. I didn't watch like the full video. Yes, thank you, sis. Perfect. Yes, the fist in the air is a form of rebellion. That's what it represents. That's why they hold it up to the Most High. It is a sense of rebellion when you hold up the fists against. You hold it up to the Shamayim. You hold it up to the heavens. It is symbolic of rebellion to the Most High. But yeah, I heard about the giants looking like clowns or something like that. I don't know how true that is. I think that's kind of a little extreme as far as a narrative, but I might have to look a little bit more deeper into that. The cat GOD, if Egypt and Hello Kitty, the Japan and other Asian countries GODs, all the Divide 9 have GODs. Yeah. All the Divine 9, exactly. And I was talking about that before. Family, where these sororities and a lot of the things that our people are attaching to are connected to the oppressors. And usually sororities and fraternities is a stepping stone to Freemasonry. That's usually how they get you to become a Prince Hall Freemason. That's usually how they get you to become Black Boule. They start you out with the fraternities and sororities. It's the same damn thing, family. It's the same thing. All right, reading some more of these comments. I'm just looking at so-called black males with him, lost souls. Yeah. It's really sad, family. It really is. A lot of our people just don't understand our enemy and what we're up against. Clowns, demons, Nephilim, none looked like they were hideous, the Nephilim and offsprings. Yeah. Listen, when you think about the Nephilim, right? We got to understand that these were half human, half Malachim, angel. There would be nothing humanly about their appearance. I mean, if you look at the depiction I used in this presentation, I think that is clearly most likely what they probably look like. The image that I used in this particular episode, let me just show you real quick. This one right here. That's what I imagine them looking like. They were obviously Caucasoid looking. Hold on, let me share my screen. This is what I imagine them looking like. Like this. I mean, humanoid features, but red hair, sharp teeth, evil looks on their face. I imagine them to look like monsters, demons. Because even when you think about Genesis 6, when it references the Nephilim, it says that they were men of renown. A lot of us believe that the Anunnaki of ancient Egypt were the fallen. A lot of us believe that these deities of ancient Kemet were the offspring of the Nephilim. Because listen, family, this is why I say I'm probably going to have to do a part 2. The Bible says that they defiled themselves with man and with beasts. So a lot of these hybrids you see in ancient mythology, what they call mythology, like, you think about the Taurus, or you think about the centurion that has a man's body, but elephant, or I'm sorry, I'm tripping, elephant, a horse's body, but a man's upper body. The mixing of genetics. Yahusha said that it'll be as in the days of Noah when he returns. They are clearly mixing genetics. Matter of fact, I'll show you some evidence right now. I'm about to show y'all something that's going to blow your mind. This is a video on my Instagram. Let me open it up, of a hybrid of a lion or a tiger and a human. Let me show you. It's literally a real thing, family. Hold on. Let me show you. I'm going to show you this real quick, because when I saw this, bro, I was just like, yep, we are very much in the days of Noah already. So give me 1 second. It's on my old page. Okay. All right, family. Let me share my screen, and I'm going to show y'all this. This is real. This is a real thing. All right, let me go. Now, I don't use this Instagram anymore. This is not my main Instagram, but yeah. Okay, where is it? Hold on. Where is the video? It might, you know what? It might be on my newer page. Where is it? Okay, you know what? It is on my newer page. Okay, I got to switch over to that one. Hold on a second. Okay. It's definitely towards the bottom of the screen, so I got to do a little bit of scrolling to find it. But just give me a second, family. This is pretty fascinating. By the way, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is Yexer Malkaya Music. All right, just in case you do want to follow me, I post a lot of truth on there too. See, I do so many posts, bro. Give me a second, family. I gotta scroll. This is like, I remember I shared this right when it was like the very beginning of me posting on this account. Where is it, bro? It's just fascinating to look at, honestly. Where is it? Oh, boy. Scrolling. Hold on, y'all. We almost there. We are almost there. Okay. Where is it? Colonization of Africa. Bill Gates. Dang, family, I can't find it, bro. It's buried because I have so many videos, bro. So many. Okay. All right. I thought I had it on here, family. I cannot find it. It might be under my reels. It might be under my reels. It may not be under my main post. Let me see if I can find it under the reels. I'll try it there. Hopefully it is there. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, fam. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. I've just got way too many videos out here to know the truth, where to like know exactly where it is. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know where. Oh, there it is. Found it. Look at this. I'm going to play it again. Did y'all see that? That was a half human, half tiger hybrid. They are really making these. If you know about Plum Island and you know about how they were finding these creatures that were washing up on shore that were clearly half pork, half pig, half elephant, they are doing genetic tampering. They are doing this. They've been doing this. If you guys know about that show Sweet Tooth that came on Netflix, that seems to be a form of programming for what is to come. And if you know about Sweet Tooth, you know about these children that were half human, half animal. Okay? We are living in the days of Noah. We are living in the day. I'm laughing at Markia. She said, what in the Thundercat? Sweet Tooth, predictive programming, children that are hybrids. Okay? This is really an agenda that they're pushing. And also, we could also talk about the black-eyed children. It's hilarious. We could also talk about the black-eyed children. I got to get off of here. I'm going to show you guys this real quick, and we're going to close it down. The black-eyed children of TikTok, where these children are literally just born, only a few hours old, but they can move their head on their own. They're able to walk on their own, and they're literally only a few hours old. I believe that this has something to do with the snake bite. But let me just show you real quick. Let me pull this up, family. Give me 1 second here. I feel like they've been censoring a lot of these videos because a lot of stuff is coming to the light about these black-eyed children. Okay, let me see. Black-eyed babies. Let me try that. Or a pandemic baby. That might be what I gotta type. Let me see if I can find it here. I mean, and it's just the way the child was looking just seemed demonic to me. It just didn't seem normal. You know, and some people are like, oh, why are you attacking the baby? I'm like, it's this look in his eyes that doesn't look human. Okay, I don't see it. Okay. I'll probably have to gather it together when I'm a little bit more prepared. So yeah, we'll have to probably tackle that some other time because I can't find the video offhand and I don't want to keep y'all forever. So we're going to shut down the stream here, family. Thank you guys so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. Shout out to my moderators, Markia. Shout out to our moderator, Kim Ya Lee, that was here earlier. Shout out to everyone who joined the stream. I hope that this stream has been a blessing to you guys and helped you understand why it's so important to walk around with the protection of the Most High, because there is a spiritual principality, a coalition of principalities that are coming against our people. You know, they're coming at the other nations, but the other nations, you know what I'm saying, are not really who these principalities are coming for. They are coming after us. And we got to keep our people in prayer, keep our children in prayer. Our wives need to be protected. Our women need to be protected. Our daughters, our sons. You know, black women, stand by your black man. I'm going to always say this. Stop the mixing. Okay? I can't say that enough. All right, family. I hope you guys are well, and we will be back on Shabbat. And as I said before, if I decide to do more teachings, I will probably do them later on in the day. That way you guys don't have to kind of balance between work and trying to get here to these teachings and stuff like that. So if I do it, I'll probably do it around 7 p.m. my time. Markia says, were the fallen angels doing the same thing, splicing DNA? These evildoers are doing the same thing. The fallen angels created hybrids, human angel hybrids, but the Nephilim themselves were also defiling themselves with birds and beasts. It says that in the scriptures, and they were mixing DNA. You know what? Let me show you something real quick. I'm sorry, family. I know I'll be kind of like back and forth with it, But when somebody asks me something, I got to prove it. So we're going to go to Jasher, the book of Jasher. There's something very interesting that happens in the book of Jasher that proves to you there are human animal hybrids in biblical days. So there definitely will be some in these modern days. So give me one sec. We're going to pull up the book of Jasher. We're going to go to Jasher 36. Let me go to Jasher 36, and we're going to look at what it says. And we're going to just read this passage. When I first read this, I thought it was weird as heck. It just was weird when I was reading it, but now it makes sense because of what we're dealing with. And I do believe this ties to the cave dwellers, the wild men. All right, let's share my screen. All right, this is Jasher 36, family. We're going to start off in verse 28, or actually 27, because we're talking about the Horites. Keep in mind. And the children of Lotan were Hori, Haman, the sister Timnah. That is Timnah, who came to Jacob and his sons, and they would not give ear to her. She went and became a concubine to Eliphaz, the son of Esau, and she bare him Amalek. All right, so we're going to just keep on going. 28. And the sons of Shobal were Alvan, Manhanathath, Abal, Shapho, and Onam. And the sons of Zibeon were Ajah and Anah. Anah, that was another wife of Esau. Just remember these names. And that was Anah, who found the Yamim. Now, who are the Yamim? I'm going to show you. In the wilderness, when he fed the asses of Zibeon, his father. 29. And while he was feeding his father's donkeys or asses, he led them to the wilderness at different times to feed them. And there was a day that he brought them on the deserts of the seashore, opposite the wilderness of the people. And while he was feeding them, a heavy storm came from the other side of the sea and rested upon the donkeys that were feeding there, and they all stood still. Now listen to this, family. This is where it gets weird. 31. And after 100, and afterward 120 great and terrible animals came out from the wilderness at the other side of the sea, and they all came to the place where the asses were, and they placed themselves there. And those animals from their middle downward were in the shape of the children of men, and from the middle downward some had the likeness of bears, from the middle upward had the likeness of bears and the likeness of kephas. Don't ask me what that is. With tails from between them and their shoulders, reaching down to the earth like the tails of the Dusaphoth. And these animals came and mounted and rode up on the asses and led them away, and they went away unto this day. Now, keep in mind that these hybrids had a man's body downwards and animal's body upwards. So they clearly had genitals. Let's keep going. And one of these animals approached Anah and smote him with his tail, and then they fled from that place. And when he saw this work, he was exceedingly afraid of his life, and he fled and he escaped to the city. So what could this possibly be other than human-animal hybrids? Human-animal hybrids. We got the scripture to back it up. We know that the Nephilim were mixing DNA with animals, defiling themselves with beasts. We are seeing a reemergence of this right now. We can see the normalization of things like gene altering, CRISPR, making genetically modified children. And we know the dang good reason why they want to alter their genes. They want to compete with Israelite genetics. That's what it is. A lot of them are starting to realize where they come from, who they are. And so they want to alter themselves to somewhat be greater than the way the Most High made us. All right, guys, that's it for me. I love you guys. Shout out to everybody that joined, and I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Much love to you guys. Shalom.